This is not a simple issue, this is a massive issue. It's one of the fastest growing problems on the planet. Everything will come to dislocation. So one important aspect, if we don't do the right things now, if we don't take a massive action, we are nearly 8.5 billion people and we are lonely. So in a pretty crowded world, people are feeling lonely. Well, there is a societal or sociological aspect to it, which the doctor… what do I say, Doctor General?
You can call me Vivek. I'm informal.
He articulated, and also I have not read the book unfortunately, but I know generally what's the direction, about the sociological and societal dislocations that have happened. Because situations need to be adjusted constantly. If we don't adjust them constantly enough, then slowly societies, international situations, family situations, everything will come to dislocation. This is the nature of living together with the world. You need to adjust that. It is that adjustment, I believe, the administration is trying to address, how to create infrastructure, situations and possibilities so that some alignment happens, the gaps at least reduced in the societal structure. But loneliness per se is not a social phenomenon, it is a psychological phenomenon. That sitting among a crowd of people, you can still feel lonely. Being with people who love you, little too much sometimes. Hello? You know, gotcha. So, even if you're loved and cared for, still you could feel lonely because it's a psychological phenomenon. You can make yourself lonely just about anywhere. So one important aspect, I'm trying to, say something about the society, but my main focus is on the individual. One thing that's happened in the society is the value of solitude is gone. What it means to be in solitude, most profound time of your life. This is the time you soak up life. So one thing was maintained in yogic cultures, how much time you spend in imbibing things or perceiving things, and how much time you spend in expression. This must be 1:3. If you are 2/3 of the time imbibing, 1/3 if you express, your expression will be profound and worthwhile for everybody. It will not be just noise in the world, it will be of some value. But today, because of very early opportunities to express, even a 6-year-old child has something to say on the Facebook. I hope you guys ban that at least. Because when you're a child, it's to wonder, imbibe the world. That's a phenomenal creation. You must imbibe as much as you can before you find a word for it. But for everything we have a word and a whole lot of words are turning filthy. In this expression, there is no opportunity to perceive and imbibe life, simply flaky noise going on. So as human becomes more and more din, then being lonely is a natural consequence. This is just one aspect, there are many, many aspects to it. We'll see if we can cover as much as we can in this limited time, because this is not a simple issue, this is a massive issue. And it's one of the fastest growing problems on the planet. I'm not a pessimistic person, I'm not a doomsayer, hello? But I'm telling you, not as doomsaying. Sir, Dr. Amron, wonderful to have you here. I won't miss the biome, I'll tell them what the microbe beings are doing to us. So, in this world, if we just let it be as is and just go on, technology is progressing and especially expressive technologies are going to multiply in ways that you have not imagined in the next 4 to 5 years' time with the AI and all these things. If this happens and we don't do anything about it, it's possible that in another 10 to 15 years' time, there'll not be a single family without at least one person who is mentally broken. Already we have achieved some landmarks. Slowly it is, there is almost no family over 40 years of age without some kind of prescription medication going on, physical stuff and whatever. But that will become common for mental things. Physical ailments are painful, but mental ailments are painful beyond imagination. Physical pain, you understand, and everybody has compassion for that. With mental pain, you don't know. You don't know whether they're acting up or they're really helpless. What is happening you can't figure because they flip from this to that and that to this. There is no one gauge for it. Nobody can clearly say this is it. This is the nature of psychological issues that I have seen so many people, it just beats you. If you try to hold them this way, they'll fall there, if you try to hold them there, they'll fall here, So this could become a massive problem. All the things, many things that we have achieved in the last 100 years as humanity, as human societies, it's wasted when we cannot… See, life is far more comfortable physically than ever before in the history of humanity. Particularly, I'm warning the women. You are the first generation who is enjoying the level of freedom and comfort and convenience that a woman has ever had in the history of humanity. Never before, hello? So, this we should not slip out of our hands and fall. That's where we are. If we don't do the right things now, if we don't take a massive action, without indiscriminate action, without borders of nationality, race, religion, this, that, indiscriminate action for the human species to see that they stabilize their software. If we don't do this, all this development, all these conveniences, all the wonderful things that technology has heaped upon us, everything will go waste because we are not okay here. Already you're seeing it, hello? People are driving chariots, what no emperor could have. The greatest emperors had 12 horses on their chariots. But you're driving chariots with 600 horses, at least 250. But they're driving their dream car. How many of them are driving blissfully or joyfully or at least peacefully? You just stop the traffic for 2 minutes, they'll be freaking. After all, they're sitting in their dream car, why can't they sit there for some more time and enjoy it? They always wanted that car. If somebody forces for you to stay in your dream car or your dream home, you must enjoy it. You saw the pandemic time, they forced you to stay in your dream home. What mess! So, there is a difference between masking our illness, avoiding our illness and being healthy. This is a distinction we must set clearly. This is for the individuals. Mass application is different. We can only create facility, we can facilitate a few things here, there, but individuals should set a clear standard for themselves how to be. Well, it's easier said than done. Because human beings are not committed to their well-being, unfortunately. They want well-being to come to them, they're not committed to creating it. Unless they commit to creating it, really loneliness, or when I say loneliness, I see it as an incubation period for mental illness. You're incubating trouble, it will come. How soon, how later, what is the volume of trouble you will get may vary from person to person, because this depends on genetics, this depends on social support that you have, your own intelligence, whatever, many factors. But is it coming? It is coming for everybody, because the moment you start feeling lonely, lonely means just this. See, loneliness is of time. When I say loneliness is of time, that is, you sit here, time doesn't roll for you. If you look at this is always rolling. Hello? Did it? Unless you have a defective watch. The time is always rolling. We don't have to spend it. If you sit here, it goes away. This is the beauty of life, and this is also the terror of life, because life is going away. As I sit here, whoa, 1 more minute gone of my life. Yes or no? Not watch ticking, life is going away. So it is of time. If time becomes burdensome on you, that it rolls too slow, already you become lonely, that is why it is so. Loneliness does not necessarily mean there are no people around you. That's not the point. It is not about people. People are a little bit of an antidote. Maybe you find some release, but release is just a mask or just a little bit of arrangement. Loneliness is essentially happening because there is nothing beyond your thought and emotional process. You have become just physiological and psychological process. There is nothing more profound happening within the human being. Even if thought became profound, then also you wouldn't become lonely. If your thought and emotion happened the way you want, would you keep yourself joyful or miserable? Joyful. If you keep yourself joyful, when you're joyful, have you seen time? 24 hours just flips like that. When you're miserable, do you see how slow time rolls? So loneliness is of time, because life is of time. If you do not know how to ride the time, then the same cycles of time will crush you. Loneliness is that crush. If it crushes you further, then it becomes mental illness. And they're not two different things, they're progression.